Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. We are coming off a very eventful championship Sunday, and this game we're going to be talking about was unfortunately a blowout. And I'm pretty sure you know what the game I'm talking about with that little thing there. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Just want to say off the bat, make sure you hit that like button to really helps the channel, and also hit the sub button if you're enjoying the content that you're seeing in this video. But we're going to be talking about the Commanders in this video, okay? The Commanders are coming off a very tough loss against the Eagles. We all knew going to this game that probably the Eagles were going to win this, and they definitely did, winning 55-23. The Commanders were just out-dominated almost the entire game, with them having to fight for every single yard against this Eagles defense, and the Commanders defense just not being able to stop anything that the Eagles are doing. So unfortunately, the Commanders' magical postseason run that they have gone on, beating the Bucks, then going and surprising against the Lions and making to the NFC Championship, is unfortunately come to an end. But don't be down on your luck, Commanders fans. I know you had the Super Bowl in your sights. I know it was right there. You almost grabbed it, but you have a lot to look forward to. So that's my overreaction, guys, is that the Commanders will be back. Okay, so how do they do it? One, they've already got their quarterback, and they've already got their head coach. And if they're able to keep Cliff Kingsbury in the offseason, that's going to be key for them, because he is the offensive guru that's making Jaden Daniels the guy that he is. So you want to be able to keep your offensive coordinator for at least another year and try to get Jaden Daniels to continue to develop, okay? But the second big thing is you have so much cap space this next year to do whatever you want in the offseason. If you think you need a new corner, if you need a new safety, if you need some more offensive linemen to protect Jaden Daniels, you have the money to do whatever the heck you want. And guess what? Free agents are going to be really excited to go to the Commanders now that they actually have a program and a team that they can win with, okay? So right now, the cap space that the Commanders have is $87 million, and that's before they have to sign their draft class. So it's going to go down from that, and they can also do salary cap gymnastics and make more salary cap, because as AJ always says, the salary cap does not exist. So there's a lot of things that they can do to get a lot more players in this building and improve this roster, because there's a lot of different ways you can improve this roster. So in my opinion, as long as the GM and head coach do a great job of scouting and vetting these veterans that they can bring in, and also obviously bring in a great draft class, I think the Commanders would definitely have a great chance. It's not 100%. Nothing's 100% in this league, but they will have a great chance to be able to be back in the NFC Championship come next year. What are your thoughts, Vincent?
So I agree. I think Dan Quinn has done an amazing job there, just creating a culture, right? So basically, they have Jaden Daniels for the first year. Awesome. Great job. Exactly what I pictured, except they exceeded it. So in my opinion, I'm going to kind of half and half agree and disagree here. I don't think they'll probably be back here next year, but I think there's a chance, like anybody else has a chance. But they are supposed to lose in free agency Zach Ertz, who was their best pass catcher the entire year besides McLaurin. But when McLaurin was not available, Zach Ertz is right there. Second, they're losing Bobby Wagner. I don't know if they're going to re-sign him. He did well. I think he's a great locker room presence. And, of course, they're losing also another linebacker in Dante Fowler, another guy who also makes a pretty good difference in the defense. So, in my opinion, they need to resign all those guys on, like, minimum deals. Whatever Ertz, Bobby Wagner, Fowler are just willing to just minimally take, do that. Create that culture, set it. Bobby Wagner's a great guy. Fowler's a great guy. Zach Ertz is a great guy as well on the offensive side. And I think he's a cornerstone for Jaden Daniels. But that's already eating into the cap space. I think everybody else who was supposed to be better this year, an example, the Lions, the Vikings, the Packers, all those teams will probably be back next year fighting it out to make it into the playoffs. And I think all those teams are also going to get better. So right now was probably the best chance for the Commanders to make the Super Bowl and possibly win it. A lot of times quarterbacks go into a sophomore slump, like you say, Reed. I don't know if Jaden Daniels will be the benefactor of that or not the benefactor of it, but I think this was their biggest window, in my opinion. I think they're a great team. They have the capability of coming back here, but at the expense of next year, I think the NFC is going to get a lot better as a whole, and there's going to be a lot tougher teams in the way come playoff season. So,
tougher teams? Tougher, like the Cowboys? The only thing we can confirm is that the Commanders will have, for sure, 4 wins next year. Okay. And yes, I know Cowboys fans are catching strays right now, but Cowboys and Giants ain't doing a damn thing. They have no idea what they're doing in the head office. And I'm saying that confidently. Okay. They don't know what the hell they're doing. And yes, I'm going to throw some more strays out there to the Cowboys fans because Dan Quinn, that could have been your head coach there, Dallas. That could have been your head coach. And look where he's at now. I like Dan Quinn a lot. Everyone was saying, promote Dan Quinn. Promote Dan Quinn. Don't let him walk. Don't let him go. Promote him. But you stuck with Mike McCarthy for what? To let him go? We all knew this was his last year. We all knew it. I called it. Vince called it. Reed called it. We all called it. That's what it is. So sorry, Cowboys. You're catching strays today. But y'all ain't doing a damn thing next year. Dak back or not, I don't care. Trey Lance is the best quarterback out there in that quarterback field. Okay, but going forward, I know you talked about Cliff Kingsbury. I think he's one of the issues. Okay, I think Cliff Kingsbury is one of the issues. I think he lucked out his whole career. Okay, he starts off with Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel. And I don't know if you guys watched that documentary, but Johnny Manziel's like, I'm going out partying, I'm going out drinking, I'm drunk as hell. And Cliff Kingsbury's like, okay, you do whatever you want. You're making me look good. You do what you want. It's proof. It's out there in the documentary. Go check it out. After that, he lands a coaching position with the Red Raiders, right? Texas Tech. Well, who's there? Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is there, making Cliff Kingsbury, edit that out, please, look good. And guess what? He lands another coaching position, and he's out there coaching. Guess who? Kyler Murray. Is Kyler Murray great? We all found out that he's a little diva. And how does Cliff Kingsbury handle divas? Oh, you just do your own thing. Well, guess what? Now that got you fired because he didn't capitalize. He didn't get you where you needed to be. So now you landed a coaching position, a coordinator position with the Washington Commanders where I don't know how. I know how because everyone's all about Caleb Williams, but you guys get Jaden Daniels, who's an absolute stud in the draft, and which showed that he's clearly going to be the offensive rookie of the year this upcoming awards. That guy's a stud. He's making you look good, right? Same situation when we talk about the Bills. I don't like the offensive play calling. Dan Quinn, defensive guy. We all know that. Defense looked great for the resources they had, right? They had rundown veterans. I'm going to say rundown, still great. It gets the job done, but the defense looked great on top of that. Imagine if they addressed it, right? The offensive looked amazing because Jaden Daniels had the opportunity to extend plays. They lost players this offseason. They were able to keep Terry McLaurin. They lost Jahan Dotson, right? They lost Curtis Samuel. They got back Austin Eckler, an old head, but a reliable guy, right? But how much better can that offense be with I don't want to say a real offense coordinator, but someone who's better out there? I think Cliff Kingsbury has been getting cut loose and lucked out his whole career, starting off with a whole bunch of great, talented players, such as Johnny Manziel in college, Patrick Mahomes. Look what he's doing now. He's going and might be making history in the NFL. Kyler Murray, he's a talent. He's able to extend plays, but what is he doing now? Right now you have Jaden Daniels. All I'm asking is, Cliff, don't ruin your chances. Because like Vincent said, you're going to have the Bears, you're going to have the Lions, you're going to have the Packers, the Minnesota Vikings. They're all just going to get better, right? And they're all going to have an opportunity to go in next year. And let's not forget our teams, Vincent, okay? We got the Niners and the Seahawks, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, dude. You think the Niners are going to miss back-to-back? Haven't missed since Shanahan has come into the organization. Not back-to-back. If the pattern follows, which hopefully it doesn't because I want a different outcome, we're going to the Super Bowl next year. Okay, so that's just one less spot for the Commanders. So the Commanders have to be doing something right, addressing in the draft the defense to make it that much better because the offense will always have a ceiling. There's always going to be a cap as long as Cliff Kingsbury is there. So they need to make some money moves defensively because that's the only way they're going to be able to get carried into the Super Bowl, because the Eagles were just playing out dominant. Playing out dominant. That's all I got to say.
All right. Very well said, both of you guys. We'll have to. Time will tell, really, on who's going to be right here. Will they be back? Will they not? What will they do this offseason? There's so many different moves they have to make with the cap space they have, and there's only one right path forward. They got to figure it out. Go ahead and go down to the comments if you guys disagree or agree with any one of us. Tell us who's right. Is it me? Is it Vincent? Is it AJ? Definitely me, I know. But appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're enjoying everything on the channel, hit that sub button. And as always, guys, keep on grinding.